In Mexico, you are exposed to like old cultures and old traditions, like cleansing with herbs, cleansing with egg, working with energy. You have an egg that you just crack in water, and then you have the egg that you use to
After cleansing.
Yeah,
and you
after
will feel
cleansing.
the difference. So
you will see the difference.
So what happens the one that you have cleansed with?
You can see lots of webs and bubbles and little eyes.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay.
Very
I need to do
interesting.
this experiment today.
Yeah, and Google it.
How do you explain in simple layman language what exactly is Reiki and how it works?
The easiest way to explain Reiki is it's a remembrance. It's getting you back to yourself, to that initial state of unity. You don't have to believe in Reiki to understand it. You just need to experience it. It's just like a lot of people don't know how the currents in the ocean work, but you can see the sea comes in and comes out. The tide comes in, comes out. You don't need to understand it. You just need to accept it and see it in action. So you don't need to go into the nitty-gritty of the healing itself. Reiki is a co-creation. You give and you take. That's why it's very important that the person that is channeling that universal life force is in a right state of mind, physical, mental, and emotional.
Okay.
Sometimes you enter a room full of people and then you sit down, you don't have to say anything and you feel drained.
Yes.
Or we all have those friends that they come to visit you and after 20 minutes it's like, oh my God, I need to
just
sleep
want
for
to
3
sleep.
hours.
Yes, that's so true.
That's the effect of energy, of your energy field and the energy field of the other person. So it's just everything is energy and vibration.
Also, you see, whenever we go to nature,
Yes.
it's beach, it's pool, it's mountains, it's desert. We go there to do nothing and we actually do nothing. We just sit there. When we come back home, we sleep like a baby as if we have done something because the nature has literally, we released everything.
Yes.
So it really absorbed all our energy. And then when we come home, we're drained. So I think that like there are just little experience that we just need to be more aware of it. With Zainab, and this is a space where you truly come home to yourself. I'm Zainab, and here we explore what it truly means to live well, not only in your body, but also in your mind and soul. Real conversations, grounding practices, and deep healing. So in order not to miss any episode, I would like you to please subscribe and click on the bell notification. Today, we have a very, very special guest, a very powerful Reiki healer, Yin yoga teacher, and a coach who help people changing their mindset, rewiring their brain, and dissolving limiting beliefs, which is much, much needed in an era where we are living in. And she actually helps people reconnecting with themselves, with their authentic self, through mindset and energetic work. We have Miss Liza. How are you?
Hi, I'm fine. Thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited to be here in your space.
Yes, so am I, because I feel that this is a much, it's a very, very much needed topic actually to be discussed. Because now we are living in times where there's a lot being talked about energies. Everyone talk about energies, vibrations, and Reiki healing. And I know most people, they really love Reiki healing. They are getting positive results by getting the sessions, but not many people really know how it works. So we are going to talk about Reiki healing and the difference in a regular yoga and yin yoga and how it actually helps people. And starting from you, first I want to ask you, what brings you to Reiki? I know you're from Mexico, and yes, Mexico is a land of healing. We all know that. Mm-hmm. But how it worked for you?
Well, my journey with Reiki started when I was 16. Mm-hmm. My mother died when I was very young. I was almost 3 years old. She was 24. She was pregnant with my brother, 7 months pregnant. And she had an aneurysm that nobody knew she had. She always used to get these headaches, but she was very quiet and she was just very reserved in a way. She never said anything, so nobody thought any of it. Until one day, she just collapsed after dinner and died just like that. Because when you're pregnant, your pressure goes all over the place, up and down and up and down.
Yes.
And with me, I'm the firstborn. With me, it was okay. And I don't know, every pregnancy is different. So with my brother, her pressure was all over the place and it just popped. You know, with aneurysms, you never know. Most people don't know they have aneurysms until something happens. Mm-hmm. And yeah, so she collapsed. She died.
Do you have that memory, or you were too young to remember anything?
No, I do.
You do remember, though you were 3.
Yes. I don't remember the whole thing, but I do remember...
It happened in front of you?
No, she was having dinner with my dad and my grandparents, and then she just collapsed. I have glimpses of a lot of instability and a lot of stress and just like people moving around and just being very, very scared. I remember being very, very, very scared. But I didn't really understand what happened until...
Of course, you're too... I mean, anyone is too young at the age of 3 to understand what death is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, she just died. And the thing is, when you have cancer or when you have a terminal illness, you have time to get used to the idea that maybe people are just going to die. But with an aneurysm, it was just like really 1 minute she was there and then the next minute she wasn't. So nobody had time to understand or to get used to the idea, and it just created a lot of trauma because it was so sudden and it was so traumatic. My dad had to take her to the hospital, and then there was 1 doctor, then 3, then 5, then 7, and then they're just moving in groups, and they just came and said, sorry, so she's brain-dead. But if we have an opportunity to save someone, who do we save? Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
So it is actually that happened. And of course, like, and that time she was 9 months pregnant, or?
7 months pregnant.
So your brother was premature?
Yes.
Oh
2
my.
months in ICU and in an incubator. And if you see him now, he's like very tough guy. And
yeah, prematures are. You know, because they think they have been through so much in that ICU and in that... But they always say that premature, they came out really strong and the most brilliant minds. Yeah.
Yeah.
So at what age you felt that, you know, you really need to be healed? Maybe it's your trauma from your mother or what happened or absence of her. Or at what age you really realized? Because of course at the age of 6 or 7 or 10, 11, I don't think it even occurred to you that, oh, I need to. Right, because you were too young when it happened. So what age you realized that, and are you inclined towards Reiki?
It started when I was 13, you know, when you start to hit the teenage years and all the hormones are all over the place.
Is it that common in Mexico that age of 12 and 13, people know about energies and all of those things? Or?
Not really. And I came to know about Reiki by chance. So I was always looking for answers and, you know, when you hit your teenage years and you don't have your mom, and it's just very stressful and very traumatic. And I was raised by my grandmother, and I have a stepmother, and it was just different, a different childhood. But then in your teens is when you really start to look for answers. And I was always very curious. And in Mexico, you are exposed to like old cultures and old traditions, like cleansing with herbs, cleansing with egg, working with energy. So I remember my
you
grandmother.
have access to all of those things.
Yes.
Yeah.
And my grandmother used to do a lot of like, let's use the egg to cleanse the energies and stuff like that. So I just
Tell me about that. I'm sorry, because I know about the cleansing through various things like saging and incense and salt, but I've never heard about egg. How do you clean with egg? I've never heard about it.
It's a really, really old tradition. And it's mostly used by grandmothers, and then the knowledge gets passed to the ladies in the family. So you get an egg, room temperature, and then you just start rubbing your body with it, like everything from head to toe, front and back, and the egg collects a lot of energy. And it's very interesting. My husband was very adamant and very dubious about the whole thing. So I did a little experiment and I showed him, okay, this is when you crack an egg. No, when you clean with egg, you pass it through your body and then you have a little glass with water and then you crack the egg and then you can see all the differences. So I did an experiment with a normal egg with just nothing, and then one that we
But
used
you
to
don't
clean.
you don't crack the egg, just like normal egg, and then you just do it.
Yeah, so you get the egg,
Okay, yeah.
normal egg, and then you just pass it, and then
Okay.
after you clean front and back and everything, you crack it and into the water, and then you can see a lot of webs and little eyes and bubbles, and yeah, it's very interesting.
But maybe it has already been there in the egg. How do you know it's your energy being transferred there?
You can do an experiment like I showed my husband. So you have an egg that you just crack in water, and then you have the egg that you use to
After
clean.
cleansing.
Yeah,
And you
after
will feel
cleansing.
the difference. So,
You will see the difference.
so what happens the one that you have cleansed with?
You can see lots of webs and bubbles and little eyes.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay.
Very
I need to do this
interesting.
experiment today.
Yeah, and Google it or YouTube. There's lots of information on YouTube and on
Okay,
Google, and it's
okay.
very, very interesting. But it acts like a magnet, and it collects all the energy, or I don't know. In Mexico, we call it like the evil eye, and it just gets rid of everything. And it's mainly with little kids or with babies that they cannot express themselves, and they're like very grumpy or I don't know.
Of course,
uncomfortable.
yeah.
And after that,
I think in every culture we have something. Like what we have is that it's green chili. So you take
Okay.
long green chili, and it's exactly the same thing. We do this, but we don't put in the water, then we burn it on the stove. And then you just like, I don't know, throw it away or something. No, first you burn the green chili and then you do it after
Okay.
burning it. That smoke, I don't know. And then there is salt. You do it with salt. But egg is something new for me. So yeah, so every culture has something.
Yes.
Because these are very powerful things. And yeah. So talking about energy. So yeah, you said that you have seen that in your grandma and all these kind of things. And that intrigued you. What is it all about?
yes.
Okay.
And then I came to know about Reiki by chance. There was a conversation and I was like, oh, what is this? And then I just started researching, and I found the Reiki master in Mexico, and I did my training, and I've been doing Reiki since I was 16. So I'm 44.
Oh, wow. You
Almost
learned
30
how
years.
to do Reiki when you were 16?
Yes,
Wow. How many years you've been practicing Reiki? It's
28.
28 years. Wow. And starting from there, what impact you felt on yourself when you started doing Reiki?
I felt more grounded. To me, it was like coming home, back to something very old. I don't know. I just felt like really grounded, and I felt very at peace and in unity with everything. And I don't know. I love the feeling, and I started to see a lot of things. When I seeing a lot of things, it's almost like in a dream-like state. We practice Reiki with our eyes closed, and I don't know.
You have some visions, you mean?
Yes, kind of like
Visions about the person who you are doing Reiki to, or visions on anything?
if I'm working on myself, I will see, I don't know, memories, or I will see lots of colors, or I will see, I don't know, this is going to sound a little bit crazy, just bear with me.
That's
Maybe
fine.
past lives. It's very interesting. When I work with a person, it depends what I am allowed to see or to work with. Reiki works in layers. So it will work with what the person needs the most right there, right now. Sometimes it's physical, sometimes it's emotional, sometimes it's psychological, sometimes it's ancestral, sometimes it's energetical. It depends on where the person is right now, right there. That's the beauty about Reiki. It meets you where you are in that moment. And because it works with layers, it might be something very superficial, or maybe the situation that the person is going through at the moment has, I don't know, old roots, and it has to do with ancestral trauma, or maybe, I don't know, past
It
lives.
comes on surface.
Yeah. So and it will allow me to see a past life if it's relevant, or if there's something.
That's what I say. All of these alternative healing methods or psychotherapies or energetic healing methods, I always say it always brings you something which at that moment you need it.
Yes.
You know, you do mushrooms, ayahuasca, whatever it is. At that moment, whatever you need to really work on it, you will always see the vision of that.
Yes.
Right? Same
Yeah.
as for the Reiki healing.
Yes. But it's a little bit, it's not as straightforward as seeing the image or the vision and just knowing exactly. I like to explain it like playing charades. I'm like, okay, is this? No. Is this that? No. Because it's sometimes it's very easy to be like, oh, it's just this knowing that, okay, I know exactly what it is. Sometimes you need to dig a little bit deeper. Sometimes you need to go in a little bit of detective mode. Sometimes you see something, then you need to have a conversation after to be like, okay, I saw this. Do you remember this? Does it make sense to you? When did you first experience this? When did you first see this? Maybe ask your mom, maybe ask your grandma.
Do you really feel, because most people, okay, no, I'll ask this question later on. Anyone who is watching right now who know nothing about Reiki, what Reiki is, or he might be saying, it's a pseudoscience, it's this and that. How do you explain in simple layman language what exactly is Reiki and how it works?
The easiest way to explain Reiki is it's a remembrance. Is getting you back to yourself, to that initial state of unity. You don't have to believe in Reiki to understand it. You just need to experience it. It's just like a lot of people don't know how the currents in the ocean work, but you can see the sea comes in and comes out. The tide comes in, comes out. You don't need to understand it. You just need to accept it and see it in action. So you don't need to go into the nitty-gritty of the healing itself, because then I believe you get stuck. We try to make sense, like why, where is it coming from, and when was the first time that I experienced it? We get stuck in this loop, and it just perpetuates the trauma in a way. So the easiest way to work with Reiki is you just accept it and you just see it without trying to dig in too much, so that you don't get stuck into the why, but mainly into the how.
Basically, what you're saying is we all are energies, right?
Yes.
So what Reiki healing is that you as a Reiki healer, and we can also do it on ourselves, we are just that already existing energy, like you can say battery or God's light or whatever you want to name it. We are giving more voltage and power to it. Is it?
Yes, in a way.
In simple words, right?
Yes, in simple words. So,
because either you are sick physically, emotionally, mentally, whatever issue you are going through. So you as a Reiki healer comes in, or I can do it on myself. I just put my hand, or you can do it maybe also by far, if I'm not wrong, right?
Yes.
You don't have to touch the person. And I am just, giving it more voltage, more electricity. And when I get more of that, I feel good. I feel. Correct?
Yes. So what we do with Reiki is we channel life force. Life force is also in the air. Breathing
Yes,
is
it's
full
also
of
a
prana.
life force. Yes.
Yeah, it's just that. It's just like breathing air. With Reiki, we're just channeling life force, universal life force. And you can do it yourself, yes, in a very rough way, because when you work with Reiki, you need to attune yourself to the energy. It's almost like a radio. You need to find the right signal. And for Reiki practitioners, you need to be attuned to that so that you can tap into that energy. But anybody can do it. Healing with hands is all through intention. So you can do it yourself, yes. It's just a different kind of healing, a rougher kind of healing, but healing nonetheless. Reiki is a little bit more channeled, but it's just working with universal life force.
But isn't it also, I have done Reiki level 1 course, and after that somehow, I don't know why I didn't continue, but I got maybe suspicious, not on the Reiki, but suspicious on ourselves, or maybe more paranoid or skeptical that, okay, when I'm doing it to other people, like I said, maybe we can do it to your family members, then how you are protecting yourself from taking their energy?
Yeah, that's a very interesting question.
Right? Because I am healing you, of course. Okay, I can do it, but I'm also at the receiving end.
Yes.
How do you do that? How do you protect yourself?
Reiki is a co-creation. You give and you take. That's why it's very important that the person that is channeling that universal life force is in a right state of mind, physical, mental, and emotional.
Okay.
If you're all over
So
the
you will
place,
not take clients if you're not feeling right?
no. No, because it's detrimental to the person. It's a co-creation. So I channel that energy, but if my channel is not aligned or is not clean or is not centered, I am going to pass that on to the other person, and it's not fair. There's a lot of responsibility that comes when you practice Reiki. So I always center myself before a session or before I see a client or before I work with someone. I just sit with myself, quiet time, to come back to myself, to pause, and to kind of detach myself from the person to see what the person needs. Because at some point we're going to be exchanging, and it's difficult to limit the energy in a way. Mm-hmm. So it's very important to be very centered and very grounded before a session. And then after a session, I do a lot of cleaning the energy with sage or with Palo Santo or with frankincense, or I make my own mixes with different herbs depending on what I need at that moment and what that person needs at the moment. I also cut the cord. If it was very, very intense, I go into the ocean. The ocean is very healing for me.
Very healing. Yes.
So I go into the sea. I live in Ras Al Khaimah, so I'm very close to the sea. It's just so
You're
easy.
very close to the real sea, like good sea. Yeah. Unfortunately, in Dubai, it's everywhere you see it's buildings, it's construction. And in Ras Al Khaimah, they're one of the best, beautiful sea, beautiful beaches.
Yeah. Or if I cannot go to the sea, then I go to the desert. The desert is also really grounding. And it's very nurturing. It's tapping into the land itself to help you to transmute or to change the energy. It's old knowledge. And this land the desert has been here for, I don't know, eons, So I like to also go into the desert and just ground there, maybe just sit, take my shoes off, maybe wear some shorts and just work with the sand and just feel it and just have quiet time there. It's so powerful. We're so lucky that we have the desert and we have the sea.
We have the sea, yeah, that's so true. But what do you want to say to people who think it's a pseudoscience? Or you do consider that, no, it's a real science? Now quantum physics is there, that there's no mean that you can say that's a pseudoscience, because quantum physics, it's just the names are different.
Yes.
Quantum physics, like they've been well researched by all the scientists and all, it's there. We all have established that, okay, we all are energy beings, and, inside the body, outside this, there is something more than that. So we know that. But yeah, how do you say, I know that, I think one thing is that you need to experience it on yourself. Maybe I would have been said that, okay, no, maybe this is just placebo effect, or, there are so many things happening in the spiritual world. We don't know actually what is real, what is not. I can say it, and the reason why I've invited you here, because I've experienced it in myself. When I was doing it, we did certain exercises with my own hand, and I can see the vibrations. I can see something happening within my body. And this is how I believe in this thing, right? So, but what do you want to say people who still think that, no, it's not?
Well, everything in this universe is energy and vibration. Yeah. And you can there is science behind it. It's just Reiki has not been studied because it's not a science per se. Reiki is really used in Japan, in hospitals, as an alternative holistic therapy. Just like sound healing. Sound healing is used in hospitals to manage pain in Japan.
Yes, in Japan and also in Turkey. And I was also surprised to know in Portugal, all the nurses and doctors have to be trained Reiki healers. Otherwise, they cannot touch the patients.
Yeah,
I never knew about that.
Me
and
neither.
I was blown away. I'm like, wow, I love such doctors and hospitals, because it's a great responsibility. You have a patient coming in. You cannot just touch the patient unless you're a Reiki healer. So it's like, it's a must do thing for them. When you are a nurse or you are a doctor, you have to be a Reiki healer as well. So that itself explains a lot that, what it has to offer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But everything is energy and vibration. And Reiki is just channeling that and working in those layers of energy and vibration. There's a lot of really cool studies that you can see on YouTube, like about vibration in particular. With Dr. Masaru Emoto and the effects of vibration in the molecules, the water molecules of crystals or water. It's just very, very interesting. Or somatics. You can also see how vibration changes.
Yes. Yeah.
And we are 75% water. So everything that we're exposed to has an effect. I'll give you an example. And this is the easiest way that I like to explain it to friends, for example. Sometimes you enter a room full of people and then you sit down, you don't have to say anything and you feel drained.
Yes.
Or we all have those friends that they come to visit you and after 20 minutes it's like, oh my God, I need to sleep for 3 hours.
Yes, that's so true.
That's the effect of energy, of your energy field and the energy field of the other person. So it's just everything is energy and vibration.
Also, you see, whenever we go to nature,
Yes.
it's beach, it's pool, it's mountains, it's desert. We go there to do nothing and we actually do nothing. We just sit there. When we come back home, we sleep like a baby as if we have done something because the nature has literally, we released everything.
Yes.
So it really absorbed all our energy. And then when we come home, we're drained. So I think that there are just little experience that we just need to be more aware of it. And I always say that for me, the biggest Reiki healer, the most powerful Reiki healer the world has ever seen was Jesus.
Yes.
And that is I don't know, people, I was like, if you know the story of Jesus, he used to just put his hands on people, on dead bodies or something, and they're alive again. Okay, how he can do it? What is hands? He was a Reiki healer. He was the first Reiki healer, right? And he had given these powers. It's because his life prana was so strong, was so powerful that he could do it.
Yeah.
So it's just the same kind of knowledge which we have it now, maybe in minute fractions, not as big as he was, but it's the same thing when you actually see hear the stories or you read the stories about Jesus. It's pretty much the same thing. What I understand, it was Reiki healing. So I mean, that makes sense to me at least. Yeah,
to me too.
Yes.
And he was so powerful.
Yeah.
But when Reiki got rediscovered by Dr. Masaru Emoto in Japan, it was that rediscovering. It was not reinventing the wheel. It was a remembrance. And that is what Reiki is. It's a remembrance.
Remembrance of what maybe we all are capable of. That's what I was coming into. That. Do you think we need to go to a Reiki healer, Reiki teacher, or we all are capable of doing it on ourselves?
We are all capable of healing ourselves with using your hands and using different modalities. With Reiki in particular, if you want to work with that particular energy, yes, you need to go to someone that has been trained, that understands, because it's not just about, let me just heal you. There is a lot of things that you need to be aware of, like you need to be in your channel, you need to be in your center, you need to be grounded, you need to be very mindful and aware of what you're putting out there. You need to work with symbols. There's so many symbols that you can use. So it's just a lot of knowledge. So with Reiki in particular, I would suggest, yes, you find yourself a good Reiki master that you resonate with. We're all different. All Reiki masters are different. And some people are going to like you and some people are not going to like you. Some people are going to resonate with you. Some people are not going to resonate with you. And that's okay.
But you have to be in sync. It's important.
Yes.
Yeah, because it's an energy transfer going on. Yeah.
It's just like finding yourself a very good doctor. When you click with the doctor, I don't know, it's just easier.
It's easier.
Right?
Yes. Okay, so coming also to this very important point, while you were doing Reiki to any of your clients, you must have so many in all these years, right? Have you experienced a shift or a change while you were doing it, or something you experienced which was like, wow, what just happened, what I witnessed? Any of the story that you can share?
Yes, I was doing a remote session, not in person, because with Reiki you can work physically with a person like right there in the same room, or you can work in the distance. So
They both are
Reiki.
equally powerful, or?
It depends. So you never know what you're going to find in the session until you do it. I had one session, remote Reiki, that was really, really, really powerful. And while I was doing Reiki on the person, we were seeing the same things, experiencing the same feelings, and just tapping into the same memory. It was just so powerful.
Without telling each other?
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah. So how I like to start my sessions, we have a call, or we sit down and we discuss, okay, tell me a little bit more about yourself. Why are you interested in doing Reiki? Where are you at this moment? What makes you want to experience Reiki? And then we do the session, and then after we have like a debrief. With this client in particular, we were working for several months, and we were just digging and digging and digging until we came to this past life in Egypt, where we saw the same thing, experienced the same feeling, and she was there in a different country, in a different time zone, and I was here. And then we called each other at the end, and it was like, the craziest thing happened. And I was like, yeah, I know. I said, let me tell you, did you see this? Did you see this? Did you see this? And she was like, yeah, at the same time, in the same moment, yes. And then that brought a lot of understanding of why trauma was being felt in a way, or why it kept repeating itself through relationships.
Why do you think it happened? What was the connection? Why you both saw the same thing in the vision?
We just needed to see the same thing for the healing for the memory to be felt, to be seen, to be released.
You both might have the same thing to be healed or something. I don't know.
Well, yeah, we were in a past life together, yeah.
Okay, so you might have the same thing to work on this life.
Yes.
That's why.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, very, very, very
Actually, the same thing happened to me as well. Me and my friend, we had mushrooms in Bali, and exactly the same thing, but little bit of story shift, but the same thing. I saw the visions of my mother. She saw the visions of her mother. We both are crying, though we both thought before doing it that, oh, it's our father. Because my father passed away at that time. I thought, no, I must see the visions of my father, because, oh, that is the trauma I'm carrying. She also thought the same thing, that she has issues with the father. But actually, we both, and sometimes universe surprises you. And we both saw actually our mother, the issues related to our mother. And exactly the same thing. I'm crying that, oh, I never knew the side of my mother. Like, it changed my perspective. And she said the same thing. And we both are like, oh my God. So it's like, what you're saying, it's very relatable. Sometimes you don't know, but you are connected by the same trauma, or by the same kind of issues that you need to address and resolve in this life.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, it's beautiful. And I don't know if it has ever happened to you that you meet a person for the first time, but it's like you've known them forever.
Yeah.
And it's just this recognition, I don't know, of like, we've met sometime, some life, some space.
Yes. Yeah.
And then you just reconnect in this lifetime. It's just so interesting.
Yeah. So you're also a yin yoga teacher.
Yes.
Right. So for those people who don't know what is yin yoga, you actually have to hold a certain asana, certain posture for 2 to 3 minutes. Right? Or sometimes more.
Sometimes more, yeah.
Sometimes more. So you have to hold it for longer. So you pick up any 10, 15 poses and you hold it for a longer period of time.
Maybe 5 or 6 poses.
5
in
or
one
6
class.
poses. So how it is different from a regular yoga, and how actually you think it helps?
I love yin yoga because it works with the nervous system. It gets you out of your head and into your body. Mm-hmm. And because you hold the asanas for longer, you give the nervous system the time to pause and to stop, to get you out of fight and flight into rest and digest, activating the parasympathetic nervous system. So it's this much needed pause of, okay, let me feel my body. Let me.
You're right. Yes, when you hold, only then you can feel it.
Yes.
Yes.
Working with your breath, working with the asana, holding it, surrendering yourself to it. working with the fascia system, working with traditional Chinese medicine principles, because when you work with meridian lines,
Yes.
is so interesting.
It's very powerful, yeah.
To me, yoga is a very powerful technology, and there's so many different variants of yoga. And I love it. But for me, what really resonates with me is yin.
Out of all the yoga practices,
Yes, because it's a pause, it's a stop, it's a reset.
And I feel it also helps you in when you are holding a posture for a while, in that discomfort, because it causes you discomfort.
Yeah.
Like maybe it's an uncomfortable pose, but you're holding and you have this urge to come out of that, but you have to hold it. It actually tells us a lot about what we do in our real life.
Yes.
Sometimes that discomfort that is stretching for long and we just want to run away. But actually, it's like God is telling us that, okay, no, you have to be there. Face it.
Yeah.
You have to face it. You can't keep running away. So while you're in that moment of discomfort, I feel you discover a lot about yourself.
Yes. And
Right?
I always say this when we're in a difficult asana that is very, like, you need to hold it and it's very uncomfortable. Just like in life, you go through challenges, you go through very difficult situations, you go through grief, separations, breakups. And yeah, you can run away if you want to. You can do Netflix, you can do drugs, you can do alcohol, you can do food, you can go to Bali and just pretend that nothing happened. But at some point it's going to catch up with you. So when you hold these uncomfortable asanas, you sit with yourself and you feel the feeling and you feel the emotion that comes with the asana. Sometimes when we're doing hip openers, people cry or scream or they just want to kill me.
Yes.
But it needs to come out.
It needs to come out. And exactly from that point, it reminds me of about breaking the limiting beliefs, because you also work on rewiring the brain.
Yeah.
Right. You also work on dissolving the limiting beliefs. And in that process, I feel that affirmations play a very important role as well. And we will come to it later on as well. But how exactly, because this is really, nowadays we are living in times where I know most of the people are actually working on themselves, but they sometimes don't know the right strategy. Like they know they have limiting beliefs. Not everyone, but I feel some people also know, they acknowledge that, yes, this is my mind playing games with me. It happens to me. There are certain fears, certain things, which I know that's my limiting belief. I know I can do it. I know nothing will happen to me, but it's my brain stopping me and whatever it is, right? What are the steps that one person should take to really rewire that mindset? Do you do it through affirmations? Or is it like, is there any particular strategy that they can do to really dissolve that limiting beliefs?
I like to start when we work with limiting beliefs with a pause first, with a quiet time and making a pause and really observing the limiting belief and trying to understand, where is it coming from? And is it mine? Or is this just an old story that I heard from my parents or from my grandparents that is not true? But you need to pause first and you need to see it. Otherwise, you just keep on this hamster wheel. A pause is very, very important. And the first thing is to acknowledge you can't change what you cannot see. So you need to see it first. And you need to just see it, acknowledge it, and then if it serves, you can dig a little bit deeper into like, okay, where is it coming from?
Suppose a person sees it.
Yes.
This person is aware of it, that this is my problem. But at the same time, this person is too attached to this memory,
is the problem.
this pain, this suffering. And slowly, because you live that for so many years, that becomes your identity.
Yes.
Right? This happens a lot.
Or an armor.
This happened with me. This pain happened with me. You don't know. Okay, I know I need to move on, but I can't. And they really keep saying, I can't. How can I forget what happened to me? How can I? Okay, now how do you help such people?
Yeah, it's difficult with this situation because they're so attached and they say that they want to let it go, but they really don't want to.
They don't want to
because
let it go.
It's just it's defined them, and it's like they don't know
Yes.
who they are without that
Yes.
pain or without
Yes.
that armor or
Yes.
without a defense mechanism. So we need to, it's like walking on eggshells, and we need to go slowly, very, very slowly, very, very gentle, to reframe it, to rephrase it, to try to see it from a different perspective, from a different angle, so that the person can be like, oh, actually, it doesn't need to be like that. It can also be like this, and it's okay, and I'm okay. But slowly, like dealing
Because
with...
you are literally taking away their identity
Yes.
from them. And it can come across as really something terrifying.
Yeah, of
You
course.
cannot take from me who Zainab is. And now whatever in my head, Zainab is this. Oh, Zainab is so positive. Zainab is so... This is my own definition about myself. Oh, she's this, she's a mother, she's a wife, da. And now you come and you tell me that, no, you are not all of those things. I can hate you instantly. Like, how dare you tell that? Because this is my idea of who I am. So taking my identity from me, it can be very, very uncomfortable for certain people.
Yeah, and it can create an identity crisis, of
Yes,
course. That's
yes,
why
yes.
it needs to be done very, very slowly and really baby steps.
Yeah.
You need to be really, really, really gentle.
Is there any exercises that you do with them, or like what is the structure look like? Like number one is awareness. Okay, are you acknowledging it? Are you being aware of it? Now they need your help. So there are certain exercises you play. Is it more like hypnosis, or how does it work?
Well, not really. It's a very personal journey. I don't like this one size fits all kind of healing, because it's not like that. Everybody is different. Everybody has different stories. Everybody has different experiences. And just because they look the same doesn't mean they are the same.
Yes.
So it needs to, and also the person itself. Maybe somebody needs to be taken more into their body through somatic practices. Maybe somebody needs to work more on the mind. It's not one size fits all. It's a curated or tailored approach to what the person needs, and it's changing all the time. It evolves. It starts maybe looking like an apple, and it ends like looking like a pancake. For argument's sake, it's a journey, and that's the thing. It's a journey.
I agree. I think it's a bio individuality is very real. You can be in a similar situation, and we have seen it in one family, in one home. Same siblings have been raised by exactly same parents. Same environment has been given. Same situation, same traumas. Everything is same, but their way of looking at it is completely different. You're like, how did you see that way? I didn't see it that way. So one child might be too sensitive. She might see, or he might see it as like, oh, I am the victim, this happened to me. Other is like, shut up, I don't want to hear you, let's move on. So you will see even like in order to like how they process it, it's completely different.
Yeah, it's all about perception.
Yeah, it's all about perception.
And experience. That's why you cannot do a one size fits all kind of approach. It's very personal. And I like it to be very personal.
Yes.
Because everybody is an individual. And the experiences and the traumas and whatever they went through is very personal. And it depends on their perception. So it needs to be honored and seen and worked from the angle that person needs. And it's always changing, and it's amazing that it's always changing. So it adapts as well. So it's not let's do this 12-step program. It's maybe a 5-step program or a 2-step program or a million-step
depending on what you need.
Yes, and it might start with me, and I will see like, oh, I think you need maybe to see this person and this person and this person. So I start connecting and bringing other people to assist them. And sometimes they start with me, and I'm like, okay, now the next step is to work with a different person. Like Sarah, for example, like the body work. I can only take you here, and then you need to go to the next step with a different person or a different healer or a different facilitator. Maybe you will come back to me, and then you move there and you go here. It's very unique.
Yeah, it's very, very interesting how all of these things work actually. So we talked about this, that affirmations are also one of the part of this whole rewiring our brain, right? Now with affirmations, I know it works. When you do it. But at the same time, I know people that they are in denial.
Yes.
And they are calling it that, no, I am doing affirmations. Oh, I'm fine, I'm great. But I can tell they are not fine. They are living a lie and they are in denial.
Yes.
By telling themselves that, no, it's affirmations. We are programming our mindset. So how do you differentiate between two? A, living, actually doing affirmations and working, and it works. And B, living in denial.
Okay, I love this topic. I love working with affirmations because you are right, they do work.
Yes.
However, you need to be very honest with yourself and see where you are. It's not about putting a band-aid or just like pretending that everything is okay when it's not. You need to accept where you are and you need to see it. And a lot of people don't want to see it. So you can only work with affirmations to serve you and to help you when you see where you are and where you want to be. So it's you need to see so you can change. You cannot change what you cannot see, but you need to accept it. When you're in denial to begin with, affirmations are not going to work. Not really. They're just going to be a lie. And they're so powerful. But it needs to be what works for you and what makes sense to you. Because, for example, I cannot tell myself, I'm going to be okay, or I'm going to be living my best life, or I am financially abundant, or I am this, I am that.
Yes.
If I don't believe it myself.
Yes.
Or if it's just like I'm just repeating like a broken record.
It's
like
more
a
about,
parrot.
I think you have to be in alignment with what you're saying and what you're feeling.
Yes.
I can be really freaking out right now. I am in stress. I'm like, I'm fine, I'm safe. I feel instantly it works for a temporary trauma or whatever. You really, as I said, maybe defense mechanism of your body. Someone passed away, something happened, and instantly I'm like, okay, I'm fine, I'm safe, I'm taking a deep breath. Yes, it's working. But if I keep saying it for a longer period of time, why, like you said, without actually really feeling that, no, I'm not okay, sit with yourself, right? So this is what you're saying, that it's actually, it shouldn't be a difference between what you feel and what you're saying.
Yeah, they need to work in alignment. Yes, what you're saying needs to make sense to what you're feeling, and what you're feeling needs to make sense with what you are saying. And if you want a really quick fix, we can give you a very quick fix, and it's just through the breath. The easiest way to calm you and to really make you
Slow
feel
breathing.
okay. Yes, you take a deep inhale, and the exhale is longer than the inhale, and that's it. That's it.
This is one constant thing. I think this is my 6th, 7th podcast. And one thing which constantly, repeatedly, every guest has said, it's breathe.
Yes, just
so
breathe.
I guess this is the biggest thing that people should be doing is just breathing, please.
Yeah.
Just start doing slow breathing. No matter which field you are in, everybody come back to your breathing, please.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
so people are not breathing. This is a problem. Like, they're shallow breathers. They are not, even if they are, according to them, they are doing deep breathing. It
stays here.
They still stays here.
It doesn't go
They're
all the
not
way
going
down.
all the way to their bellies. Yes.
Yeah. And that's okay. When you are experiencing a panic attack, you can't breathe. So you need to sit down, feel something, and then take a deep inhale, and then the exhale is longer. So let's say you start inhaling, counting to 4 in your mind, 1, 2, 3, 4, and the exhale from 8, double the length, and slowly. And it gets you into your tummy. Because when you exhale for longer, you need to squeeze the air from your tummy. And then on the second breath is when you can really bring it down.
That's the easiest way.
And
That's
it's
what I
free.
observe. Easiest way to connect with your bodies, your soul, your mind, with God. Come back to your breath and really feel. And your breath will never lie to you.
No.
You can lie to people on their faces. Oh, I'm safe, I'm confident, I'm amazing, I'm feeling good. Okay, fine, hold on, like you said. Pause and check your breath. Your breath will tell you you're not okay. Your heartbeat will tell you you're not okay.
Yeah.
You're just fooling yourself by doing that.
Yeah. So if the easiest way to be like, okay, I am okay, is through your breath. And then after that is, are you really okay? And if you're not okay, then no, I'm not okay. But I can get through this. You know, it's working with affirmations that are not a lie, that acknowledge where you are and where you want to be. So if you're not okay, I'm okay. Your body knows you're not okay. Your nervous system knows that you're not
Your
okay.
body knows, exactly.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
you first you acknowledge the fact that no, you're not okay, but you're gonna get through it. So you breathe, and then you pause, and then you do whatever you need to do at that moment.
What do you do? What kind of practices you do? Because you have been in this when you were 16, and it's a long, long time. What spiritual practices you do in order to keep yourself in alignment, considering your job is all about giving energies to people and receiving it, and what really you think that it works for you? And these, maybe there are 3 spiritual hacks, which we will talk about for other people, but for you, what worked?
I pray what I preach. So what I say, what I ask people to do is because I do it myself, and it's just like a reminding out loud of what I have to do. Pause. That's the first thing. You pause.
And it's
you
the
stop.
most difficult thing in today's time when everyone is rushing. No wonder why you're living in Ras Al Khaimah.
Yes.
Dubai, you can't pause.
No, it's so
It's
difficult.
like, running it. And people actually go to Ras Al Khaimah to pause.
Yes.
Right? So that's why it was by choice you chose that place to live, or?
Well, we moved to Dubai 10 years ago, to the UAE. And my husband was like, okay, let's go and check out Dubai. And we came and checked it out. And I was like, no.
This is not the place.
No, this is just crazy. It's just crazy. It's too hectic, too go. It's like just, I felt like, I cannot breathe. What is this? I was having panic attacks.
Yes.
And it reminded me a lot to the city where I grew up in Mexico. Monterrey is it's same but different.
Like Dubai.
Yes, it's all big and industrial and glamorous and this and my cars and my bags and my things.
Which city is that?
Monterrey.
Okay.
It's, to me, it just felt like a deja vu. So then he was like, okay, well, I heard about this other emirate. And I'm like, what is an emirate? I thought it was like a town. We have 7 emirates in the UAE.
Yeah.
So we went to check out Ras Al Khaimah, and immediately I was just like, oh, this
is a
home.
place.
I loved it.
Yeah.
So we never lived in Dubai. We
So it
always
was by
lived there.
choice.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it was so close to the sea, so close to the desert, so close to the mountains.
And rents are so cheap.
Yes.
Everything is so cheap, and it's literally 1.5 hours away. Or 1 hour sometimes.
No, well, it depends. I mean, with traffic, sometimes, yes, it's 1.5 hours, but with no traffic, it's 45 minutes.
Wow.
45 minutes.
Okay.
So it's not that bad.
This is what I'm saying. It's not that bad. Yeah.
I like it.
So it was a very good choice. So you're saying that you pause.
Yes, you pause.
Okay.
And you take a deep breath. That's hack number 2. You pause first. Like really, you go to the bathroom, or I don't know, you lock yourself in your car and you sit there, you pause, and then you take a breath. And then from there you see, okay, what do I need? Do I need maybe a podcast? Do I need maybe YouTube, like some free sound healing? There's so many cool things. Do I need binaural beats on Spotify? What do you need? You check with yourself, and then you take it from there. Do I need to move? Do I need to shake? Do I need to jump? Do I need to let it all out? Do I need to scream? Do I need to cry? You do what you have to do.
And I feel that is one reason why suddenly after COVID times, I guess, so many people are rushing towards this alternative healing methods and spirituality, and why it became so commercial as well, because people were high on stimulants, and even now they didn't know how to pause. They didn't know how to really sit with themselves. And when COVID came, they had no choice. And that's why so many suicides, so many, that awakening happened. Oh my God, what to do with myself? And after that, and if you actually notice all kind of alternative healing methods, it's Reiki, it's yoga, it's breath work, it's sound healing. They keep telling you only one thing: to sit with yourself and breathe.
Yeah.
I mean, the bottom line is the same.
Yeah.
Right? Yes, the healing modalities, structure is different, but bottom line is the same. Just sit with yourself and really feel. And so, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. But people you are doing it because you are in environment also plays a very important role. People who are living in places with very, like this rushed energy, Dubai, LA, New York, Mumbai, London, Like they have to make ends meet. They have to be somewhere all the time. In that scenario, what even then you think they should take a break. I also say, like, every 2 hours set an alarm.
Yes.
Oh, it's 2 hours. Okay, I have another meeting to rush to. This 5 minutes, I'll just sit with myself, and
Yeah.
we have to take an action. Otherwise, you would never find time to do it.
You just come back to your body through the breath, or maybe get a hot cup of tea or coffee and just feel. You know, use all your senses. You use the touch and you feel the warmth.
I
you
also
smell,
feel
you
people are
taste.
scared to be with themselves.
Yes.
I have noticed and observed it. They can't. And for them, I know so many people when they say, like, do you sit with yourself? Yes, I do. I've been sitting with myself for the whole day. But with the phone in my hand.
Scrolling.
And there was a music or a cup of tea. So this is not sitting with yourself.
No.
You're sitting with the world in your hand.
Yeah.
Literally.
And you just scroll. Or
Yes.
Netflix. Or
Yes.
I don't know, distractions. A million distractions. Instead of, sitting and being
And they call it that,
uncomfortable.
I love being in solitude. I love being alone. I'm introvert. I just love my company. That is not your company. That is a company of, you love being alone with Netflix. You love being alone with your Instagram.
With Instagram,
You
yeah.
love being alone with a cup of coffee. You know, again, it's a stimulant. We actually need external stimulant all the time. But you ask these people, leave your phone, leave your journal even, leave your Netflix, leave everything, and just really sit. And
Yes.
stare at that tree. I know people within 2 minutes they start crying, or within 2 minutes they have this, like, I need something.
Restlessness.
They don't know what to do. So that is maybe, I feel, clear indication of something is not right. You need to really pause. You need to slow down.
Yeah, and then you feel, okay, this restlessness. Sit with the restlessness and just feel it. Feel this just uncomfortable, like you need to move, you need to do something. You sit with it, you just stay with it, and you feel it. And then it slowly starts to be like...
And the most
okay.
beautiful kind of clarity will come to you. That's
Yeah.
what I say. Try sitting with yourself just 5 minutes. Whatever you are struggling with, you get overwhelmed, whatever it is, you will see the clarity comes like this. Ideally in nature, but if you are living in a place where there's no nature around, just sit in the balcony, sit in your comfortable sofa or wherever you can. Yeah. So that is one, pause. And is there any other spiritual hacks that you want to give, like the top 3 ones?
Breath.
Okay.
And it's very easy. So the quickest way to get out of like panic or stress, you inhale and the exhale longer. Whatever. 2 seconds longer, 3 seconds longer, 4 seconds longer, whatever. As long as the exhale is longer, you're that. Or you can practice box breathing. You breathe in 4 seconds, hold it for 4 seconds, exhale 4 seconds, hold for 4 seconds. And it gets you into a kind of trance. It's just like, I don't know, you just feel so zen after.
Yes, it's the most powerful thing.
Yeah. And then, I don't know, whatever works for you. For me, I like to listen to meditations, or I like to play binaural beats, or I like to have very low in the very low volume, maybe Tibetan bowls or something like.
Oh, I love Tibetan bowl sound.
Yes.
You play it on a speaker on your headphones. It's very magic. It's powerful.
Yes,
very
so
powerful.
Sound for me is very, very powerful, but maybe it's I don't know, a meditation, or maybe it's some body work, or a massage, or I don't know, connecting in nature, or maybe journaling, or maybe, I don't know, reading a book.
It depends on the personality, what you resonate with the
Yes.
most. If you're a person who enjoys writing, journal would work beautifully for
Yes.
you. If you are the person who has you're a visual person, maybe by looking at certain things, it's really like maybe tree or beach or whatever.
Or cards, tarot cards, oracle cards, affirmation cards, whatever. Or maybe drawing, the mandalas.
Yes.
So it's a very personal thing. My recommendation will be, you pause, you breathe, and then you play. You see what works for you. You reconnect. You
Third one is
rediscover
play.
yourself.
Third one is playing.
Yeah, play a little bit. I don't know.
Get creative,
Yeah, get
basically.
creative.
Yes. Because creative is one thing that we all human beings are born with. It's there in us, and it's just dead because now we all are operating on a very robotic, very mechanical, very functional way. And I think the more we tap into that creativity, we feel alive.
Yeah.
Whatever it is.
Yeah. And then you
know.
rediscover something. Maybe it will be something mindful like crochet or knitting.
Crochet, cooking. I mean, you can be creative in any field.
Yeah. For me, this is an odd one, but for me, whenever I'm like very, very stressed and I really need to have like not think of anything, ironing.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. When I'm ironing, I'm just
this is
like,
the most different thing I've ever heard.
Yeah, I can't.
So you know the creative ways of ironing.
Wow.
Is it? Like folding in a beautiful way, or
or
you
just
enjoy
like,
that?
Yeah, or just like, it gets so, I get so absorbed in just like seeing the creases disappear. I don't know. To me, it does something and it's weird. I know.
Wow.
It's weird.
No, that's what I'm saying. It can come in any way. For me, it has always been some sort of dancing step. Like, I'm just sitting and talking. Suddenly I'm like, oh, wow, this step. And then I had this feeling, I mean, not anymore that much, but I remember when I was growing up and I have to, whoever is sitting next to me, it was my husband or my sister, or you have to see this step, look how it looks. So, and I feel like, okay, such a creative step I have created. So creativity can come in any way that you like.
Yeah.
You create something in kitchen, you create something in parenting. I don't know.
Yes.
It could be anything. So so it's pause, breathe, play.
Yes.
Simple and joyful. This is what I say. This is my whole podcast is all about. Please, healing, spirituality, health, wellness is not at all a luxury. It's not expensive. You don't need to hire those, those expensive healers and this.
No.
Please, it's very basic need.
Yes.
And it's you can do it at home.
Yeah, and there's so many free resources, YouTube, Spotify,
Yes.
TikTok, Instagram. There's just so many.
Main thing is just willingness. If you are willing, you are aware, that's it.
Yeah, and to be honest, I mean, if you ever have a question, I get lots of questions on Instagram, and I'm very happy to reply or to say like, if they cannot afford, of course, you can do this, you can do that, you can look into
many
this,
things,
depending on what the person needs at the moment.
Yes.
There's so many things that they can do and they can look into. Joe Dispenza has amazing free meditations. Louise Hay has amazing affirmations. There's just so many things that you can work with.
Bottom line is to just first show willingness.
Yes.
If you have that, I feel things will start coming.
Yes.
Without you putting an effort.
Yeah.
It will come right in front of you.
Absolutely.
And you know what to do. I am so happy and so glad how this podcast just flows. I just loved it. It was very enlightening. It was very, very... it was a beautiful conversation, I would say. And thank you so much for coming and sharing your wisdom. I wish we had more time, but I feel we have so much more to talk about, so many things, which we will maybe some in any other episode. So thank you so much, Liza.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. Thank you for this work that you're doing, which is really needed in this world. And just thank you for the space.
Thank you so much. Thank you.